So life, in my opinion, is 50-50. 50% it sucks and 50% it's freaking awesome. But we human beings are actually souls. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And we generally tend to forget that. We all have a soul journey and we all are here to learn some lessons in life through our human experience, which could be forgiveness, letting go, kindness, empathy, or whatever it is. So according to our soul journey and the lesson that we need to learn, we face some episodes, incidents or events in our life which really make us uncomfortable or bog us down, such as rejection, loss of a loved one, loss of finances, property, loss of family, or maybe somebody betraying you or your family members betraying you, or it could be like a divorce or a painful breakup or any such incident. Sometimes we imbibe traumas right in our childhood when we face incidents like maybe molestation, rape, or seeing your parents fight or have a bad marriage or have a divorce, or maybe just injustice of some sorts. And all these episodes then have an impact on us and lead to a lot of negative emotions like anger, fear, frustration, insecurities, bitterness, resentment, guilt, shame, all of that, which we very nicely put under the carpet and move on with our life without processing it, feeling it, or healing it. All these negative emotions then get stored in our subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind is like a sponge. And we, instead of realizing that we have to learn some lesson out of it, what we do is we start abusing life, because we are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And we expect that life should always be rosy and awesome. But we need to remember this, that there's no sunshine without rain. Every pain that we don't deal with sows a seed of some health issue in our body. And when the pain is numbed and not dealt with an open heart and courage, we start storing these emotions in some part of our body, and usually as fat in our cells, because that's the way our body protects us from the negative impact of these emotions. So no matter how much diet or exercise you may do, you might not lose the fat. And if that's the case, you need to ask yourself this question, that is there some emotional baggage that I'm holding on? Is there some episode in my life which I didn't deal with and I didn't let the emotions be processed and I didn't allow myself to heal? This is what I usually do with my clients. When I have clients who literally show a lot of stubborn fat and don't show good weight loss even after trying every possible thing, I get deeper into understanding their emotional health and try to understand if there's something that they are holding inside them which is not letting their fat budge. And usually when I ask them some questions, the issue literally crops up, it surfaces, and a lot of people cry, a lot of people sulk, and a lot of people get angry when they talk, because those are the emotions they have really not dealt with. And that's where their fat healing journey starts. These unprocessed emotions also make you crave for a lot of junk food, and that's when you get into this whole cycle of emotional binging, because you start finding comfort in your food and you start replacing your emotions with your food. Stuffing yourself with food does not mean you're dealing with your emotions, and that's what most of the emotional binge eaters do. But that is again super lethal for your weight and for your health. But the good news is, all of this is reversible once you realize that you have some of these emotions which you need to deal with and you need to release from your system. And that needs dedication, self-awareness, and a lot of self-work. But let me tell you, it's all worth it. That's the only way you can start living a fulfilling life, melt away the weight, and break that emotional binge eating cycle. So here are a few ways for you to maintain your emotional hygiene. The first one is meditation. Now, meditation is one of the best ways to make you relaxed, calm you down, and reset your mind by helping you to process all the events and emotions you're going through. It allows the river of your thoughts and emotions to flow seamlessly so that you can tune into yourself to figure out what you're actually feeling and then work on it. It allows you to reach those emotions in your body which you've pushed down for years. Now, my personal favorite is chakra balancing, because it helps me to be aligned and centered, and body scan meditations, because it helps me to heal and relax every part of my body, thereby allowing my emotions to flow really well. You can find your own favorite meditation that makes you relaxed and also allows you to process your emotions well. The next is journaling. Now, one of the best ways to let your emotions surface and come out of your system and let the truth be revealed seamlessly is by writing it down. Writing is one such activity that helps you to literally process everything that's within you, but not getting jumbled up into thoughts. Your thoughts are very clear when you write them down. So write down everything that you feel is bogging you down, every emotion, every fear that is crippling you, every person that has wronged you in some way. And if you want to give that person a piece of your mind, do it on the paper, but let it out of your system. You may want to cry, you may want to scream, you may want to just punch the pillow. Do it, but let the emotion out of your system. And once you've written down everything, tear that paper and throw it out of the window, in the bin, or flush it out. But writing is one best way to get your emotions sorted. The next one is talk to your body. Our body and every cell of our body feels and listens to everything that we say and we feel. So instead of saying harsh words to your body or being very negative about the fat that you have in your body, you need to be loving and talk to your body in a loving manner. You can touch those parts of your body that have the excess fat and talk to them and tell the fat that you're now safe, protected, and you're ready for it to release all the excess unwanted energy that it is storing. Do that every day. Do it with a lot of love and attention, and you will actually see some great results. The next is tapping, or EFT, also known as emotional freedom technique, which is also a great way to really release the pent up emotions or the stored emotions in our body. Now we have these points or meridians on our face and body, which when we tap allows the energy to flow and to release the emotions. So we have these points here right at the eyebrows, like at the start of the eyebrows, so you can tap with your 2 fingers here. Then we have here at the side of your eyes, right below your eyes on the bone. It's right up above your lips. All you need to do is tap it above your chin, then on your collarbone. So just tapping over here, right below your underarms. So these are few points. There's one here at your spleen, so you can also tap here. If you want to really do this well, there are a lot of videos on YouTube which actually help you to do EFT. So find out whichever video works for you and try doing this, because this really makes you feel nice. The next is gratitude. Be grateful for every lesson that you have learned through your traumatic journey, because that's what you are here for. The faster you learn your lessons, the better your life becomes. And also, only when we go through tough times is when our true character is tested, and that's when our true authenticity comes out. So strengthen yourself and be thankful for whatever you're going through. So these were just a few ways to release your stored emotions and to work on yourself. But there are a lot of other ways. There are many healers out there who can help you. You need to go by your own intuition and see what works for you. In short, all I want to tell you is you don't have a weight problem. You have a happiness problem. And the minute you love, accept, and nurture yourself, the fat will just start melting away without you even realizing it. So work on yourself and see the change. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about the stubborn cellulite. I'm sure you don't want to miss it, so keep watching.